What's up, guys? It's Jake here from Chief Live Gaming. Today, a project update for you guys. We're starting a new project, kicking off a pretty fun and exciting project today. So as you can tell, we've got a pretty big box here from Forgeworld, which is always a good sign, right? When you get a box this big from Forgeworld, it's going to be a pretty cool model. So you guys can read the title of this video, so you know that there is a Thunderhawk Gunship in this box, so I can't really surprise you there, but I'm gonna leave it in there for a minute and build the suspense while I talk to you guys about a couple things. So this is I believe the second largest Imperial flyer behind the SOCAR pattern Stormbird. I believe is the largest Imperial flyer, but it is quite large, which you'll see here. I believe the measurement is either 18 or 19 inches on the hull, and then the wingspan is, I think, also 18 inches. So it is a very, very big flyer. There are going to be a couple interesting things we're going to run into during the build of this project. So this is a commission for a client. He would like it painted to Grey Knights tabletop standard. So it's going to be a Grey Knights Thunderhawk, which is really cool. It's going to be a pretty neat color scheme. And some of the things that we are going to have to do on this project, what we were thinking of is possibly trying to magnetize the wings. So when I get the resin out, I'll show you guys. I've taken a little bit of a look here at this resin to try to easily break the wings off to transport it. There's something we're considering there. We're going to obviously do some magnetizing of weapons options. There are a few things that he would like hard mounted, so glued, to not worry about magnetizing, and some things that he would like magnetized. We're also going to have to come up with a flight stand for this model because it's, I don't know, 10 pounds of resin or 5 pounds. It's quite heavy. I'll measure it, or I'll weigh it at some point in this project to see exactly how heavy it is, but I imagine we're going to need a pretty significant flight stand for this beast because I really don't want it to fall over and crush models. Like I've seen flyers people bring to games that are big, and you know, they're on these stands that look really impressive. Set them on the table, and inevitably the table will get bumped like that, or somebody reaches across and just clips it slightly, and it will fall. And resin is not the most durable thing to like impact. It will stress the resin, and it's brittle enough to sometimes it'll snap. Also, of course, you know, you've got 5 to 10 pounds of resin crashing down. It will crush models underneath it, like dirty little Eldar and Space Marines and things like that. So, segue, we want to build a good flight stand for this model. So those are just some of the finer things of this commission that I've thought of so far that we've kind of discussed. So what I want to do now, guys, is take a look inside the box, show you a couple of the pieces of resin, and just give you a look. Okay, guys, so I've just basically taken all the components out of the box here and arranged them for you guys. There's some really cool large pieces here that you guys can just kind of take a look at as I'm talking about the project and some of my ideas. I left all the smaller stuff in the bags just because there's not a ton to see there, and getting that all out and arranging it was not something that I wanted to do yet. So basically what we have here is the main hull piece. You can see that here. And then we have the wings that will affix to the hull. Very nice. And this looks to be the front area. So there's this nice big sort of fits about like that, and then we've got this cool front like maw sort of hull. It's a bit hard to get everything in the camera, but you guys have seen the model. Check out Forgeworld's website. Really cool front end of the ship that will be. So a couple things I want to discuss in this video, and again, this video, the purpose of this is to keep my client informed about different thoughts I have in the process. It's just a lot easier to articulate thoughts and show things in a video and be able to get some feedback and some discussion, not only from the client, but from you guys, my viewers. You guys might have some ideas, some thoughts that will be beneficial to myself and to the client that we will appreciate. So let me know what you guys think as we go along. If you have any thoughts, feel free to voice them. We may take them into consideration or not. But again, you know, it's just a cool thing to be able to see these really big Forgeworld kits and kind of get a look into the commission process and kind of how maybe my workflow goes. You know, just take a little bit of a closer look into the whole process. I think it's a really cool thing to do these video updates. So expect to see a few of them for sure through the course of this project. Now, we have a few concerns here, or I do. So the thought and the kind of the discussion that we're having here is whether or not to try to build this kit in a way that can break down and store and transport more easily. So the main way that I think we could do that is take the wings, since these are nice pieces here, the receiving end would be here, put a line of magnets there and the line of magnets in the wing, click it together. When you're done, you can pull it off and put it away. Now that should be pretty sturdy. I think that will be reasonable strength to hold this flush to the hull, depending on how kind of the upper part, there's a main turret mount and a couple other things that are gonna be around these wings. But I think the bulk of the wing can just slide off like that. I'll build it in a way where that could work. I'm a little concerned with a model this size, you know, accidentally bumping the outside edges of these wings during play or during it being on the table and breaking that magnetic contact just enough to basically have that wing come off and fall on things or possibly chip the paint job, etc. So something that I'm going to consider. My main thought with doing that, of course, is for transport and storage, so we can, you know, break it down, it'll be smaller. The other thing I thought we could do is basically get a box, pretty big box, and then put layers of pink foam down in the box, build up, you know, I don't know, a good amount of pink foam, and then cut out the shape of the plane so you can basically take the plane, come in here, set it down into the box, and then it's nice and you know, relatively snug fit into that foam, so it'll, you know, have a little bit of movement in there, but it's not going to you know, smack into anything other than foam. So it should be pretty safe. You can store it in the box, transport it to the gaming store, to your tournament, to whatever, in the box, and should be good. So that would be my sort of recommendation. Also, if I don't have to spend time magnetizing wings and being clever with the build to get everything to slide together, and I can just glue it on, it will save us a little bit of time and therefore budget. But then I have to build the box, so that'll cut back into our budget. It's hard to say. I guess that's more of a preference thing on whether you're really concerned about having the wings break off or not too concerned one way or the other. So that's something I was thinking of. The second thing, sort of an option at this point, the flight stand is going to have to be pretty big. I'm going to make it out of a wooden beveled edge base with probably a metal rod that goes up into the hull, through the hull, and then maybe magnetizes into the inside of the plane, unless I can figure a way to get it snugly in there, like basically a press fit, so that it won't basically spin around like a top on the flight stand. Or we can hard mount it to the flight stand, which will, again, just a little more stability overall for the plane and allows us to do some cool angles with the pose of the ship on the flight stand. But again, we run into the storage issue. We can do as big of a box as we need to fit in the plane on the stand, cut out of the foam, but if you don't want to have a huge box laying around in your house, something to maybe consider. So let's see what else. I can just show you guys. We've got the the two different turret mounted guns here. Maybe I'll zoom in just a tad. Here we go. So I think there's just two options right now. Interestingly enough, there's a rumor of perhaps a plastic Thunderhawk coming out, or maybe it's just additional weapon options for the existing kit that Forgeworld's going to be releasing. But there's something on Battle of the Lost Souls about that you guys might want to check out. I saw the article, I believe, in early January. So that's about all I can think of at this point, guys. Again, just to keep the client in the loop, show them what's going on. We've got the Grey Knights Thunderhawk Gunship. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on this project. Be sure to follow my Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, because I do post pretty regular work in progress shots. I try to do at least one a day of just kind of what I'm doing and more candid stuff as compared to video updates. So it's going to be fun, guys. We've got a lot of washing, a lot of scrubbing ahead on this project, and I hope within the next 4 or 5 days I can begin assembling after everything's washed and scrubbed, and I can come back to you guys with another update, any additional thoughts I have. So thanks for watching. I hope this has been interesting, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now.